Hi everyone, Pastor Kelby here again with a new video. Hey, I just wanted to share about a book that I'm reading. Right now. I'm reading a book by Paul Craker called "In the Way of Jesus." Henry Thiessen borrowed it to me, and I've been able to read it over the past couple weeks. I'm about halfway done, but in the second chapter, he asks a really interesting question that's supposed to spark our imagination. And I want to present that question to you as a bit of a fun, imaginative thing for you to try out. What would it have been like to meet Jesus for the very first time? Think about that. The Gospels are filled with stories of people meeting Jesus for the very first time. Some of them are rich people, poor people, people who are sick and in need. What would that experience have been like to approach Jesus in person for the very first time? Throw out any kind of false images or ideas that you've heard, and just reflect on some of his actions, some of his movements in the gospel stories. Gospel stories of him walking through towns, going to weddings, hanging out with his friends. Reflect on some of those small stories. And then imagine running into Jesus at the grocery store or on the street. What would that interaction be like? How would that first interaction go? What made Jesus so attractive? People were drawn to him in some amazing way, and there's so many aspects that drew people in. He was genuine. He was down to earth. He was honest during his time here on earth and always. But the person of Jesus, we see these traits. We see someone who is abounding in grace. We see someone who obviously his presence is warm. It's inviting. People enjoy being in Jesus' presence. Take a moment to pause and think, what would it have been like to meet Jesus in person for the very first time? What would draw you in to the person of Jesus? And then as we reflect on some of these aspects, we can ask ourselves, as we reflect Jesus, as we reflect him as his disciples, how do these traits, how do they come into our lives? And how can we reflect these traits that we see in Jesus to others? Try it out. Send me an email. Let me know how it goes. Have a good rest of your day.